guys going to have to let me know how the audio is because I'm using my Elgato software and it might not be configured right. I have not used it in a while. There's probably an echo. And the only way to solve that is to use the Elgato sound capture software, which is suddenly not on my computer for some reason. So I can actually hear myself talking, which is throwing me off. Okay, perfect. So I have the game audio cranked up all the way. So we're going to definitely see how things will be. Also, the microphone is super sensitive. So tonight, we're going to be playing actual Sega Saturn games, as mentioned. All hyped up for it. Two games I'm going to be playing will be FMVs, and then we'll probably play some Mega Man games, like Mega Man 8, the English version, which has the famous Dr. Wowie. And I also have Mega Man X3, which was a not great port, to be honest. But the first, I'm going to play one of my favorite games that I've been wanting to do. I've played multiple versions of this game on the stream, but I don't think I've played this version, because I really haven't been able to. Although, the emulator, I think it's Minofin or Metafin, I'm not sure exactly how you say it still, does accurately play this game finally, because this one for the longest time just would not work right in emulation. Alright. It's an American game, so I don't have to worry about having the Sega Saturn in. Right now it's taken out so I could just use a CD player. Okay, so I just turned the game volume down to 72. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, Mega Man X3, not that great, especially on the Saturn. Double Switch. This was, for the longest time, the best version you could play at home until the 25th anniversary came out. Sound effects off. Good. Now, this version I love because you have the 6-button controller. So the bottom buttons, like A, B, C, arm the traps. X, Y, Z, disarm the traps. Super simple. Okay, so L is switch room view.
Hey.
Hi.
Hi. My name is Eddie. I need your help. This is my building. And since the neighborhood really sucks, I built all these
how's the
traps and
audio
security
quality
systems
now?
to protect the people who live here. The problem is some
Is my voice
bonehead
too
locked me in
loud?
the basement and cut off my controls. Except they forgot about the phone lines, which is how I got you in. Now you can protect the tenants and get me out of here. You and me are friends, right? You gotta help me. Anyway, I designed the whole system.
Okay, just wanted to make sure, because on my end it
This
just
is the
seems
lobby.
ridiculously loud.
That's Elizabeth. She's the manager. There's a problem. Don't expect her to deal
Well, at least
with
the
it.
microphone, not the game
You can see
volume.
the traps and triggers for each room by pressing the start button. Oh, yeah. To get me out of here, you gotta get the number from each of these power boxes. Now, they flash on when anybody opens them, so you keep your eyes peeled, okay? This is Brutus. He just got out of prison. You gotta watch out for him. I don't know what he's up to, but I don't like anybody snooping around my place, okay? This is Alex's room.
Now, the
Second
25th
floor.
anniversary of this game, actually, they had to sit down playing this game and make notes about when bad guys showed up.
Lyle, the handyman. He's the one
Okay.
who's been
Yeah, if I need to make any
screwing everything up
adjustments,
around here.
either way, just
Trap
let me
in
know.
whenever you can.
Yeah, so the 25th anniversary of this game, they sat down, played this game, and kept making notes about when people would show up, bad guys. And that's how they did it, because they didn't have the master files for this game. Which is crazy. They exist, they just didn't get them in time to make the game, from what I've heard.
Stop scoping me. If I want your help, I'll ask for it. Got it?
And as a result, because certain things are still random whenever the game starts, like the people who showed up right now aren't always the same ones, like when you start off the game. So the timing was really weird for the 25th anniversary. Yes, indeed. This is running on a RetroTink 2X, and this game is called Double Switch. They actually just re-released it as a 25th anniversary, which is greatly cleaned up video. Also, what's up? Good to see you. Always good to have you around. So think of this as like Night Trap, but fun or easier. It's not insanely hard. So for the longest time, this was the best version of the game to get. It was like the highest quality. Yeah, Night Trap, I love FMV games, but Night Trap is stupidly hard. It's like you really have to have a walkthrough in order to get anywhere in that game. Yes, this is the RetroTink 2X. I really like it because I have the 4th edition of it, which fixed audio problems I had last time. So the only system that still kind of pops and crackles is my Sega Genesis, or Mega Drive, depending on your location in the world. But everything else seems to be running just fine, which is great. It takes a 240p signal, or 480i, and just doubles it up to 480p. So your old retro games look pretty good. And I'm also running a HD Retrovision cable through this.
That boy is getting Oh
Boom.
Corey Haim right here.
Good
I just
job,
trapped
good job.
Arlie
That's slowed
Ermy.
down. Very nicely done.
I don't know what his major malfunction is, except for me trapping him. I've never trapped this guy before, so let's see what happens. Oh, he's a band guy.
Duh. You just bagged Jeff. You know Jeff, the singer? Do that again, and you're gone.
Jeez, I'm missing everybody. Now, I own this game for Sega Saturn, of course, and I also have the Mega CD version, which is the Japanese Sega CD. Missed that guy, but there's a code here. In the 25th anniversary edition, they screwed up the timing of this. Basically, you have to get codes, 4 of them, in order to get Corey Haim out of the basement. If you don't get all 4 of them, then it's game over. So if you miss one, that's it. Now, the 25th anniversary, you saw like right here how much time I had between them. But in the 25th anniversary, it was like on top of each other. When the game first came out, it was broken. They both played at the exact same time. It was not possible to get past this first level. Yes, free Haim. More like bring him back to life. Poor Corey Haim. Luigi? Or is it Mario?
Luigi?
No, it's Luigi, who's working with Mario.
I got 2
Mario
more
and
hours.
Luigi. Mario Brothers joke in this game. I point out every
What do you
time.
think, I'm stupid? I'm gonna believe there's gold around here?
I'm telling you, Luigi. My father laid bricks on this building. On his dying deathbed, he told me there was treasure buried in this building. Why am I gonna make this up?
Maybe you wanna buy yourself some time. So I don't blow
Glory?
your face All over this
It's a
room.
name. At least here in the
You
States
know
it is.
what, Brutus? Time's up.
You tell Luigi and Mario their days are numbered.
I think this guy goes for the last number. Can't remember what the last one is. Here it is. Okay, last number. Gory's a good run. Good one. And murder. That's the second story window.
Ah, great, great. You got the code number, great. Oh, you're good. You're very, very good. I'm out of here. All right, let me level with you. I'll tell you what's really going on around here. I think there's a killer in the building, and I think I know who it is, and I'm gonna nail the sucker. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna switch the basement camera on for you. Keep an eye on my place. Don't let nobody knows around here. Code numbers.
The code numbers. Start. Yes, Eminem's first role. I don't think he was old enough to be in this game, to be honest. Alright. So normally I'd play disc 2, but I've played this on stream multiple times. I just wanted to show off exactly what this version looks like, because I've made so many references to it while playing the new 25th anniversary. So, like I said, this was the best quality version for 20 years just about. Alright. So, we're going to play another FMV game as we look at the wonderful color bars. And this game looks great. And it's just about impossible for all the wrong reasons. It's not like Night Trap, but it still has its problems. There we go. Sorry, don't think I have any Sega Saturn games with Tia Carrera in it. I don't think she was any games for FMVs that were on Sega Saturn, to be honest. But she was on some ones for 3DO, as we've seen before. And the good news is, now that I have the RetroTink, I can literally bust out my 3DO and hook it up. I'm not going to do that right now, because that's going to be a pain in the butt. Because it's in its box. Alright, I'm going to plug in my pseudo Saturn. So the pseudo Saturn, if you're not familiar with it, is a hacked 4 megabyte RAM card. Now what this allows you to do is basically load up games that you've burned yourself. You can also play imports with it. It's also a cheat device as well. But the biggest thing is being able to play your own burned copies, which is huge. Because you can play games that are stupidly expensive. Like the biggest one, Radiant Silvergun, that's one. Street Fighter 03, that costs a lot of money now. Trying to think of some other ones. There's a Final Fight terrible 3D game, and that's like $600 last I checked. You can all burn them and throw them in and play them. Panzer Dragoon Saga, yes. There's a couple different things you have to do to get that to work, but it's definitely possible now. The thing is with Panzer Dragoon Saga is that in the United States, it's like $600, $700, but in Japan, it's $40. That's pretty good.
Hiya, freak.
And it's just about impossible.
I'm game.
So right there I decided to go up, and I died. It locked me instantly into that upward option, which leads into an instant death. That's the problem with this game. You'll run into that quite a lot. Yeah, Final Fight Revenge is not worth the money. I've played it on emulator, it's not that good. It's not bad, it's not like the worst game I've ever seen,
Hiya,
but it's not the best.
I'm game.
That's a good way of putting it, Ronnie. Now this game, if they ever remastered it, which I don't think they will, would definitely need the newer options that they have for Dragon's Lair, where they can give you the icons for like swinging a sword or running, where you need to go. So that's basically, you run to the room, you hit down, then you gotta swing your pillow about 3 times, and now I need to figure out where I need to go, like what direction. And it looks like it just possibly dropped a crap ton of frames. Good job, Twitch. And I think it's infinite lives on top of it. Yeah, so you can see what the problem is with this game immediately. You get locked into these long sequences. It doesn't really tell you what you need to do. You can't skip this part.
Hiya, freak. I'm game.
Try going to the right. Nope. So I've tried up and to the right. Back to the left. He definitely enjoys his job. So it's not down. Let's try left. Left it is. Nope. And the thing is with these sequences, is they take so long to get through. Like when you do manage to get, I managed to get like about halfway through this game at one point. I don't know what I was on, but it was just like brutal. It's like you have to remember at least like 20, 30 different things. Okay, so it's left, right. Yeah, it's pretty much, you have to be psychic to know what's going on or where it wants you to go. Okay, so it's not left again. So we know left, right. So that leaves us with either attack or down. So it's got to be attack at this point. Isn't this fun? So yeah, that's Brain Dead 13. That's pretty much as much I can take of it. So it's pretty hardcore. I'd be impressed to actually see someone sit down and play it all the way through. Or just even more for like 15 minutes. That'd be impressive too. Alright. Put this back on the shelf. We'll continue to sit in my collection. Ah. Don't slip out. Alright. So now on to some less than legal games because I don't feel like it. So let's see. We got Shinobi Legions, Dungeons and Dragons Collection, Mega Man 8, Mega Man X3. Then we have the infamous Saturn version of Symphony of the Night. It's like an ASMR stream. Now, let me go through. I'm going to open up the CD case. Give me your money. Put your credit card number into the chat. Now! ASMR streams go like that, right? I don't know. I don't watch them. So, this is Mega Man X3, or Rockman X3. And this port is special, we'll call it. For all the wrong reasons, of course. It's got a really long loading screen, but this version's been ported over a lot of times, like the Mega Man X collection, Basically, any collection of the X games uses this version, which is really weird because it's not the best one to reuse. The game isn't frozen, it has a long intro to load up. Anime! Now the Wobbies with Mega Man 8, which I'll be getting to. I promise. We'll have some Dr. Wobby going on. This is the biggest thing during the 90s, was taking games and making anime intros for them. Boba Fett! Now, the original Super Nintendo, like the X would come out there like animated the wireframe. It was being run off the custom C4 chip, as it was called. So since the Saturn didn't have that, and same thing with the PlayStation does it as well, because there's a PlayStation port of this, it just has a like FMV video playing instead. Now, not only did they add anime intro scenes for everything, but they've also redone the soundtrack for the worst, in my opinion. Super Nintendo soundtrack is by far the best. This was actually shown in Super Nintendo, but now it's a highly compressed video. Okay, go figure. So, you may notice the borders around the screen. That's because the Saturn has a different resolution than the Super Nintendo. So in order to get around it, they had to put borders around the entire screen. Also, what is up with this music? It's like this swing jazz stuff. Also, this version has slowdown, which I don't remember having in the Super Nintendo version. Right here it slows down a little bit. Now, there is an English version of this. It's PAL encoded, so if you play it on an NTSC system like I have, it runs 17% slower. Not worth it. So, tracked down the Japanese copy today with some help, and that's what we're playing now. So it runs the proper speed when it's not suffering slowdown, that is. Loading. It didn't give me the sword? What? You're supposed to have your sword strike and it didn't give it to me. Weird. Are you alright? Yeah, I'm fine. I'll take it from here. Okay. So hard. I don't think anyone's ever died to that boss. I did it once just to see what would happen, and of course it starts you right after or right before it. But it takes a long time for that thing to kill you. And it looks like Twitch dropped again, multiple times. Alright, so give me a second. I'm going to drop the stream, switch servers, be right back.